You guys are having on to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I want to say good morning to everybody. It's so good to see all of you because today we got some real interesting stuff to cover, man. I mean, the financial world is kind of buzzing right now, and there's some stuff I read about Elon Musk this morning that I think makes for an excellent sort of financial conversation and a financial lesson. And in terms of how money is used as a tool for power. And also sort of thinking about things that you may want to think about, like the double bottom lines, stuff like that. So if you want to hang out till the end of the video, I will give you at the end, I will give you a couple of stocks that I believe are going to make you rich. I'll also give you some other insights that I'm seeing in the market because I want you guys to make money. Now, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, put the name of your city in the chat. All the B1 people, if you are black first, put your B1 in the chat. I want to say good morning to El Haj, Travis, Proverbs 31 woman, Proverbs 31, I got to read that. Louis Hayes, original man, 24, good to see you. I am legend. He says, this is great news. Yeah, well, let's jump into the conversation. And also, as I begin, I want to make sure I thank one of the black-owned businesses that helped to sponsor this podcast, and that is a company called Cementra. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but actually, I did not know that there were black-owned companies that actually make natural medications for dysfunction. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like when everything ain't quite at attention the way you want it to be. Well, apparently, Cementra, by enhancing blood flow, offsets some of the ill effects of stress, high blood pressure, diabetes, fatigue, and many other physical and health challenges related to everyday stressful living. My advice to all the brothers out there, take care of your body after 40. If you do not take care of your body after 40, then your woman's body is going to be getting managed by somebody else if you're not healthy enough to do the managing yourself, if you know what I'm talking about. So again, I know some of y'all got kids listening, so I'm not going to be too particular about this, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You got to eat right. You got to take care of yourself. When you're 35, your testosterone level drops. This is a fun fact. When you hit 35, your testosterone level drops by about 1% per year. So that means that you got to do stuff. Go in the gym, lift those weights, keep that weight down. Things that affect a lot of black men, like high blood pressure, diabetes, all that kind of reduces your ability to, do the manly stuff. And Cementra is a black-owned company that enhances your blood flow. It also fights against things like stress, diabetes, high blood pressure, fatigue. It's 100% herbal solution for ED, designed for couples because couples are in it together. So if you go there and you put the code Black First, all one word, and use the code Black First, one word at Cementra.com, you can get a 15% discount. So there you go. Thank you to Cementra for being one of the sponsors on this podcast. If you'd like to sponsor an episode or something like that, then feel free to go to drboycefinance.com. Micah will take good care of you. Tell her that I sent you. All right, guys. So let's jump into this. Elon Musk bought Twitter. Now I'm gonna ask you all a question. Give me a yes or no. Yes or no. How many of you were happy that Elon Musk bought Twitter? How many of you were unhappy? Give me a yes if you thought it was a good thing. Give me a no if you thought it was a bad thing. Or you could say I don't care. That's option number 3. How many of y'all just didn't give a damn who owned Twitter? You just do your tweets and keep it moving. Give me a yes or no. What do y'all think? Because a lot of people were kind of mixed on Elon Musk buying Twitter, right? Elon Musk is, by any stretch of the imagination, he is a controversial guy. He's not he's not loved by at least half the country. But then there are people that really like what he's doing. I'm gonna tell you, I like Elon Musk definitely. When it comes to the technology, I like the guy that wants to get human beings to Mars. I think that's really cool. I like the guy who is trying to save the environment. I like the guy who's making the cars that drive themselves because I'm tired of driving all the time my damn self. And so that's pretty good. But then Elon Musk is also a politically inclined sort of guy. He has some views, probably more on the right than the left. But again, a lot of y'all are on the right. And I think it's very important as black people that we not get caught up in this idea that if you don't vote Democrat, then you ain't black. Can we at least agree that black people should have enough freedom to vote for whoever they want to without persecution? Can we at least agree that black people deserve the right to make their own decision? Give me a yes if we can at least agree that a black person, that our ancestors didn't die for us to become Democrats. They didn't die for us to become Republicans. They died for us to be free to make a choice. Is that okay for me to say that? Can I say that and still be loved, or am I gonna have people say you sound like like a Trump supporter. You sound like a white supremacist. You're a white supremacist. When you say black people should have freedom, you're a white supremacist. Well, I think that's stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I believe in freedom. I believe black people should be free to make their choice. And if you are conservative, then I'm not mad at you. Some of the liberal ideas are flat out crazy. If you are liberal, I'm not mad at you for that either, because conservatives need to grow up a little bit, right? So at the end of the day, man, this is why I only invite intelligent black people to hang out on this platform, because simple-minded people get mad. Dummies, brainwashed dummies cannot handle this. Their heads start shaking, and their heads explode after they hear me literally say, black people have a right to do whatever they want to do. They don't actually have to do what Massa Biden or Massa Trump tells them to do. There's some people who get mad about that. Seriously. I don't know if it's Stockholm syndrome. I don't know what's wrong with you. I'm gonna try to. I know good therapists that can help you, but I don't see anything wrong with saying black people should have the right to make their own decision. So anyway, with that being said, Elon Musk happens to be on the right, and he made this purchase of Twitter at a valuation that didn't make sense to me. I thought that he overpaid for Twitter. I thought he overbid for Twitter. Right after he made the bid, Twitter stock price immediately plummeted. Musk jumps in. He's very divisive politically. He ends up alienating like half the earth. A lot of people refuse to buy his little blue check mark for $9 or something per month. And a lot of corporate sponsors don't want to be involved with Twitter, right? So as a result, there was a revenue drop. But also, he cut a lot of expenses by going into Twitter and cutting about 80% of the workforce. And I would tell you this: give me a yes or no. First of all, how many of y'all use Twitter? Give me a yes in the chat if you use Twitter, say more than once a week. Everybody who uses Twitter, put a yes in the chat. And then I want to ask you this: as a user of Twitter, yes or no, have you noticed the difference in the functionality since Elon Musk laid off 80% of the people that work for Twitter? Has anybody noticed, like, are the tweets coming out slower? Is the site going down more often? Are your tweets getting misspelled by the algorithm? Like, has anybody noticed a change in performance, or is it just the same? Like, I have Twitter. I have a lot of my Twitter is Dr. Boyce Watkins 1, Dr. Boyce Watkins 1. So follow me on. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna probably piss you off about once a week, but as long as we can disagree and still be friends, then that's the place for you. I'll put my Twitter on the screen so you guys can follow me on Twitter if you want to. And I'm gonna tell you this. I'm going to answer some of that question for you. I have not noticed any sort of functional modification or change in terms of how Twitter functions as a result of Elon Musk firing 80% of the staff. And I remember thinking, that's so weird. What company do you all know of where you can fire 80% of the team and still have the same company? I don't know. I don't say that. That's weird to me. And what was also interesting and this is getting to my point. And I'm explaining to you more about why Twitter's valuation has dropped, but I'm also going to tell you why I think Musk is playing chess instead of checkers with this. I remember at the same time Musk took over Twitter, he was revealing things like, I think they call them the Twitter files or something. And he was revealing something that many of you have talked about. How many of you would agree with me if I said, you know what, Twitter was cooperating with the feds and using their power to control people's thinking? How many of you would agree with me if I said Twitter was connected with, say, the CIA, FBI, and sharing information, allowing them to ban accounts of people who maybe were telling people not to get the jab or even questioning the jab? I'm talking about Harvard educated professors. I'm talking about Stanford educated doctors who were saying, maybe this shot is something you want to think about. Maybe there are some side effects you may want to consider. Maybe you might want to manage the risk instead of actually feeling that taking this shot is the only way to protect yourself. How many of y'all think that there's a possibility that Twitter was actually cooperating with the government? I'm going to tell you, I'm going to answer that right now. I'm going to show my bias. I'm sorry. My bias is hell to the yes. Absolutely. 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 There were things that were happening during the pandemic that did not make any sense. I don't care if you agreed with getting the shot or not getting the shot. I didn't understand how you can have some guy or some woman who was one of the world's leading medical experts last week, but now they're just a spreader of misinformation this week. I don't understand how last week you were teaching at Harvard, Yale, at Stanford, and Johns Hopkins. And then this week, oh, you're just a Twitter troll that with misinformation. I didn't understand that. I'm sorry. I'm a scholar. I get it. My PhD's in finance from the Ohio State University, in case you want to know what my background is. I'm not just a guy yelling on the internet. I'm a professor yelling on the internet because it was crazy to me. It made no sense to me. So that was the part of me that said, go, Elon, go. Like, it's good. I want to know what's going on. I looked at the Twitter files because I'm sitting there trying to figure out what's happening. This is not computing to me. So Elon, and this is where I'm getting at, right? According to Fidelity, this is where it was revealed that the valuation of Twitter has dropped by over 60% since Elon took over. That's what the narrative is, and that's what's being reported in the Wall Street Journal here. And I'm gonna read to you the financial side of that. But really, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't think Elon's decision to buy Twitter had a whole lot to do with money. I just don't. I don't think, look, what is Elon's? Let's do this for a minute. Hit the thumbs up button while I Google Elon Musk's net worth. Let's Google Elon Musk net worth. And let's see if y'all think Elon Musk needs the money. Right now, Elon Musk's net worth, I'm not kidding you, right now, is $193 billion. $193 billion. So I'm going to ask y'all a question. Give me a yes or no in the chat. Do y'all think that a guy who's worth $193 billion needs the money? Like, seriously, do you think that he's sitting around saying, man, I hope this Twitter bread come through, dog, because I need to get paid, player. I need to be, man, I got babies' mamas to feed, and I got to go handle my business, partner. I get this got to work. I'm rolling the dice on Twitter. Baby mama need a new pair of shoes. What up, baby? Need a new pair. Like, do you think that he's sitting around, like, really wondering if Twitter is going to make him money or not when he's worth $193 billion? Do you think Elon Musk even cares that his Twitter investment might not be his best financial move? I don't think he does. I don't get me wrong. I mean, a guy at his caliber, believe me, there's a house of cards that could fold and take Elon down, and I can explain that to you. So never think that you're so rich that you can't go broke. So Elon Musk could easily go broke. So let's just be clear about that. And he could go, for example, when the SEC was going to formally investigate him, that would have violated the terms of many of his financing agreements, which would have caused the banks to pull back their money immediately, which would have led to the house of cards tumbling down. So Tesla would have had to declare bankruptcy. SpaceX would have had to declare bankruptcy, right? So don't think that Elon Musk is untouchable. Everybody can be touched. I want to make that clear. But if there's anything close to being almost economically untouchable, well, I would say that $193 billion in your net worth gets you pretty close to becoming almost a living manifestation of an economic god, right? And the thing about it is that gods have power. And Elon Musk did not buy Twitter, in my opinion, as a financial move. Like, oh yeah, gosh, this is the best way for me to use my money to make more money. This was not the investment he could have, the best investment he could have made. There are plenty of places he could have put his money, and it would have grown astronomically. I believe Elon Musk bought Twitter because he just wants to change the world a little bit. He wants to see certain things happen. This was a power move, in my opinion. This was not a financial move. And I've talked to you guys extensively about how money is power. Money is power. So a lot of times, sometimes you use your money to make more money, but sometimes you use your money to buy things that money can't buy. And so effectively, Elon Musk, for his own reasons, right? Agree or disagree with him. It's totally okay. I want you to have your own reasons, right? I don't want you to say that Elon's reasoning should be your reasoning. I want your reasoning to be your reasoning. I want you to understand that money and the access to money, understanding money, getting a hold of resources allows you to pursue your vision much more effectively. So maybe your vision is to be a better parent. Maybe your vision is to be a property owner. Maybe your vision is to be able to go see your sick mama any day of the week without having to go to work instead of spending time by her deathbed. Whatever it is, money can help you get the power to pursue the vision that you would like to see for yourself and for the world. So that's what I think Elon Musk was doing when he bought Twitter. Now, I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into this, and I promise you at the end of this conversation, I will mention a couple of stocks that I believe are going to make you rich. If you could do me a favor and do me the honor of hitting the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. I want to remind everybody that we have the All Black National Convention happening in Atlanta at the Marriott Marquis Hotel, October 20th. If you'd like to join us at the All Black National Convention, it's the #1 gathering of B1 intelligent Black people from all over the world. People come from all over the globe to come to this convention. Last year, we had billionaire Mike Roberts. We also had the former CEO of the Air Jordan brand, Larry Miller, who talked about how he built Michael Jordan's company up to the behemoth that it is. We also had a lot of other great people from the community that you know and love. Dr. Claude Anderson has been there several times, etc. We're big on Powernomics. We're big on family. We're big on connecting, and it's a great event. So if you'd like to join us, just go to allblacknationalconvention.com. You can also, if you have a business, you can be a vendor, you can be a sponsor. We will sponsor you. We will promote you, all these other things. So feel free to partner with us and reach out. We'd love to have you as a guest or a vendor or whatever the case may be. Also, I want to also thank another one of the sponsors, another Black-owned business that's helping to sponsor this podcast. And the company's URL is Miles Ahead Inc. And Miles Ahead Inc., I'm going to read what they sent me. They said, check out Miles Ahead Inc., our digital shop, where you'll find rare classic and new music products and interviews with some of our legendary talent. So they are big into the music industry, and as you guys know, there are people like Victory Boyd, and her dad is John Boyd, is literally forming. He formed the Peace Industry Music Group, where they're literally working with extraordinary talents from the B1 community, like Akila Nihunda. What's another? I forgot some others that they have in there. And Victory was signed by Rock Nation. She was such a great singer that Jay-Z signed her on the spot. She's written out songs on Kanye West's most recent hit album. And John Boyd, her father, is leading the charge for getting B1 people into the music industry, which is extremely important because we got to take back our music. We got to make sure our people get represented. So I hope that when you see these artists and see these people, you're going to support them because it's really important that we do that. All right. So anyway, do me a favor, thumbs up, share, subscribe. You can find this podcast on Spotify. Just look up Boyce Watkins or the Dr. Boyce Breakdown. You'll find it on Spotify. All right. So let me read more about Elon Musk and why why Fidelity is stating, in the Wall Street Journal are stating, that the valuation of Elon Musk's investment in Twitter has dropped by over 60%. All right, so here's what it says. It says that Twitter is valued at 1/3 of what Elon Musk paid for the company in October, according to asset manager Fidelity. Sorry, y'all got to forgive me. I got allergies. Which again marked down the value of its equity stake in the social media company. Fidelity Blue Chip Growth Fund's stake in Twitter, once valued at $6.6 million. It's now valued at $6.6 million as of April 28th, according to the fund's monthly disclosure released Sunday. That's down from $19.7 million. So this drop in valuation is coming from Fidelity, basically saying that we once valued our stake in Twitter at $19 million. Now it's valued at 6.6. So if Fidelity, who's very respected in the industry, says our stake is now worth 1/3 of what it was before, they're pretty much saying the company's worth 1/3 of what it was before. Because what they did was they looked at the cash flow, and there are various formulas, one called the present value of future cash flow model, that's used to determine a company's value. So using those models and using appropriate multiples and measures of risk, they concluded that Twitter is dropping like a brick in terms of value. They said the firm didn't disclose why it marked down the value of its position. Also, the Fidelity didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. The firm was one of several outside investors that helped finance the deal to take Twitter private. Fidelity's adjusted value puts Twitter's overall valuation at $15 billion, which is roughly 1/3 of the deal price. Twitter didn't comment. Musk has faced a series of challenges since he completed the $44 billion takeover. He ousted top executives and conducted sweeping layoffs as part of the company's overhaul. He has said radical changes were necessary to ensure that Twitter did not go bankrupt. Meanwhile, Musk has lost major advertisers and publicly jostled with news organizations, politicians, and former employees. He has been adding and tweaking features to Twitter at a rapid pace and has ambitions to make it a major media platform. Last week, he hosted Republican Ron DeSantis' presidential campaign announcement on Twitter Spaces, and he also stepped back from the day-to-day running of the company, naming NBC Universal executive Linda Yaccarino as the new chief executive. I think that what Musk is trying to do is he's trying to do a couple of things with Twitter, in my view. I think he's trying to make Twitter, number one, he's always talked about making Twitter into kind of this everything app. He wants Twitter to do a lot more than what it's doing. So he's probably going to have some payment solutions kind of going through Twitter. Because remember, Elon Musk made his first billion or whatever from I think starting helping start PayPal. So I can see him doing that. I think he wants to kind of on the news side turn Twitter into almost like another Fox News. If you remember Tucker Carlson, when he left Fox News or was fired from Fox, he immediately said, I have a show on Twitter. Ron DeSantis, the Republican presidential candidate, made his announcement of his candidacy on Twitter, which is a slight to Fox News, right? Because I guess Fox wanted him to come on their network and make the announcement. But either way, though, this is where it's going, and how that's going to play out in terms of Musk's ability to keep everyone on the platform. I don't know. I know that when Twitter was very liberal, there were lots of conservatives that did use Twitter. So my speculation is that when Twitter becomes conservative, there will be lots of liberals that will also use Twitter. I'm not here to tell you to be liberal or conservative, man. That's your business completely. I just believe that overall, Elon Musk did not buy Twitter for the money. I think he bought Twitter for the power. Because remember, when you own Twitter, you get to shape the culture, you get to shape the politics, you get to control so much of what happens in America. And I'm really curious to see at what point Elon Musk will be investigated as a national security risk. Because does anybody know what Elon Musk was doing this week? Anybody happen to be following the news? Somebody in the chat tell me, what was Elon Musk doing this week with his free time? Where was he? He was traveling. Where did he travel to? Where did he go hang out at? Anybody know? He hung out in this country called China, and he was well received. They love him over there. They allow him to make all kinds of money, and simultaneously, the tensions between the United States and China are getting higher and higher every day. In fact, I read another article in the same publication where they talked about how Chinese spies disguised as tourists were going and I guess gathering information on U.S. military sites in Alaska. Now, is this all just news hype to make us hate China so that we'll understand why they're going to war with China? I don't know, but the tensions between the U.S. and China are pretty strong. And the same way I was suspicious of Trump's relationship with Russia, because again, if you look at Trump's history, his financial history, he's gotten lots of money from Russia. There are lots of ways they probably could, blackmail him. That concerned me with having a president that had ties that deep to Russia. But then also with Biden, you see security risks with that. The relationship with the Ukraine, with Ukraine, his son Hunter, the drug addict. Y'all know Hunter, the guy who smokes all that crack. He was selling influence and connections to his father to foreign agents. So there's a lot of stuff in there that should be very concerning. And I'm really curious to see why China and the United States are at each other's throats, but Elon Musk is so well received in China. Yet at the same time, simultaneously, he's in control of a major media platform in the United States that has a huge influence on American politics and culture. I think that's a concern. Give me a yes if you think maybe that might be worth looking into. Give me a yes if you think maybe that's something to worth thinking about, because or maybe I'm the crazy one, but I don't get it. I really don't understand it, and I excuse me, and I wonder if at some point we're gonna just find out that maybe things are not as they seem. Right. So that's my thought. That's my honest perspective on Elon owning Twitter. I didn't get rid of my Twitter account. I'm still using Twitter because I'm not offended if somebody's a Republican or a Democrat. I don't get into that stuff. I think that it's I vote black in every election. That's what I vote for. I don't vote Democrat. I don't vote Republican. I vote black. Now, as I promised you guys, I would give you a stock or two. I'm going to give you two today that I think are going to make you money. And before I do that, I want to remind everybody that I have a new book out. It's called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. It's an Amazon bestseller, so feel free to go to Amazon and take a look. Also, if you go to boycewatkins.com, I have a training. It's totally free. It's called How to Make Money Without Working. I believe that should be your goal. I think that if you are smart and you invest in your kids now, that your kids can literally go through their whole life and never have to work for anybody. I think that would be an awesome goal to set for yourself. If you have young children, you got to start about 20 years ahead, right? And start investing that money. There's a $5 a day investing plan on my website, boycewatkins.com. You can take a look at that. And really, if you really love your kids and really want to go hard for them, make it a $20 a day investing plan. Because remember, $20 a day is about $600 a month. The average car note is over $700 a month. I think for new cars, it's over 1,000 for a lot of new cars. So to me, if your child is worth at least a car note, then you can set your kids up where they'll have hundreds of thousands of dollars in liquid assets by the time they're 25 to 30 years old and never have to work for anybody their entire life. They can literally get out and truly live their best life without having to sell themselves into corporate slavery in order to survive. Give me a yes if you understand where I'm coming from. Give me a yes if it's okay if I keep begging you to do this. Give me a yes if you understand why I'm literally obsessed with convincing you to do this for your kids or your grandkids. All you have to do, go to my website, boycewatkins.com. All you got to do is buy the stocks consistently and never sell. Rich people don't sell their stuff that often. Don't sell unless you have to. You just put that money in that account, set it on autopilot, forget about it, go live your life. Wake up 20, 30, 20, 25 years later, and boom, you've got a wealthy child. They're going into the world. They're kicking ass, taking names. They ain't scared of nothing. That's how you put your kids on an airplane to success. I use airplane analogies now because I have flight training again today. I'm becoming an airplane pilot. That's one of my goals in life right now. All right. So anyway, let me give you the stocks. The two stocks that I like right now are I just bought shares in Goldman Sachs. I'm going to buy Goldman today. Especially because the market's down a little bit. Also, another company called Marvell, Marvell. Marvell is, in the opinion of some experts, nothing's guaranteed now. So this is not sort of like a guarantee, right? So don't do that. Don't do that to me. Don't say, well, Dr. Boyce said this stock was good and it didn't go up. No, sometimes people don't pick. It's like Michael Jordan misses shots sometimes. It's okay to miss a shot. You just got to hit more than you miss. Anyway, but Marvell is a stock that some people believe could do what NVIDIA did. NVIDIA shot up like crazy. NVIDIA, by the way, which I'm a big stockholder in NVIDIA, NVIDIA, according to some experts, is still expected to keep going up, right? NVIDIA is like positioned to literally be like the Tupac Shakur of the AI space. Like, you know, you got all the other rappers, then you got Jay-Z, then you got Tupac like way up here. Like they're kind of the Tupac of the AI space right now. If they maintain that position, then NVIDIA might have still more room to run. Today might be a good day to invest because the market's down a little bit. But Marvell is, according to some experts, expected to be the next NVIDIA. And also, I want to buy shares in Goldman Sachs because I just like Goldman. I think Goldman's good. All right. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. I hope this was helpful. I hope this conversation benefited you. If you like what you see here, I hope you'll share this video on your social media. Also, don't forget this podcast is on Spotify. So you go to Spotify, look up Boyce Watkins. You'll find the Dr. Boyce Breakdown on Spotify. And last but not least, I look forward to seeing you guys at the All Black National Convention. It's going to be in October 20th at the Marriott Marquis Hotel in Atlanta. If you'd like to learn more about all this stuff we have going on, just go to my website, boycewatkins.com. I have a lot of stuff there, even stuff for your kids. So feel free to take a look. All right, guys, have a good day. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you soon. Take care now. Peace.